It has become one of the single most powerful words in our language. When spoken, it can conjure up an array of emotions. For some, it's anger, others fear, and for others still, complete anguish. The word is cancer. Every one of us has been touched by cancer in some way. Maybe your mother, a coworker, an uncle, a child, a friend, or maybe you. Today alone, more than 3,400 people just across the U.S. will be diagnosed with cancer, and another 1,500 people will lose their battle with cancer today. That's more than one person every 55 seconds. Survival rates for cancer remain very low across the U.S., less than 50% overall after 5 years. And even if you are one of the lucky ones who beat the disease, you still are expected to tolerate extremely unpleasant treatments that are accompanied by some rather cruel and lasting side effects. It is the epitome of insult to injury. One day, while receiving one of his own cancer treatments, a man named John Kanzius noticed several small children undergoing the same life-draining therapy he was receiving, and he thought to himself, there has to be a better way. Turns out, John may have been right. There might be a better way. A former radio broadcaster, John Kanzius came up with a theory that cancer cells can be destroyed using radio waves, the same waves that carry music to our car stereos. He went to work testing his theory on a novel device he rigged up in his garage. And the initial results were stunning. And at that very moment, John knew there was hope. That first simple device quickly evolved into a much more sophisticated device that has continued to produce stunning results in a controlled laboratory setting. The theory behind the actual treatment is simple. A cancer patient is injected with gold nanoparticles, each with an antibody attached. A single nanoparticle is extremely small, even compared to this tiny human red blood cell. It takes about 45 seconds for the nanoparticles to completely circulate throughout the body. The nanoparticles are delivered by blood vessels into a malignant tumor. Each antibody attaches itself to a molecule on the surface of the cancer cell, like a key into a lock, and the nanoparticles are then drawn into the cells. The patient is then exposed to the radio field to allow the radio waves to penetrate the body and strike the nanoparticles. This causes the nanoparticles to heat the cancer cells, killing them. Preliminary findings show that 100% of cancer cells are destroyed and that there is no damage to the surrounding healthy tissue. Apart from a small injection, the procedure is completely non-invasive. And best of all, patients can live life without the harsh, restricting side effects caused by traditional treatments. Just imagine a world where a child with cancer can go on living a completely normal life, with no restrictions, no degrading side effects, no long hospital stays far from home. And after several treatments, learning that she is free of the disease that likely would have ended her life. Well, today, for the first time in medical history, there is real hope. As John Kanzius once said, cancer does not discriminate. It knows no nationality, no creed, no gender, no age. John lost his battle to cancer in 2009, before his theory was ready for human clinical trials. But the Kanzius Cancer Research Foundation is carrying out the momentous work that John started in his garage. And our goal is to finally pay the ultimate tribute to the millions who have already fallen to this deadly disease by making the world's most promising cancer treatment available and saving that first human life. And from there, it's just a matter of spreading the wave.